Oh, we back, baby. And it didn't even take an entire hockey game for this season to become the Bo Show. Avs win over the Chicago Blackhawks 4-2 on opening night.
Alex Newhook!
Oh boy.
Whoa!
All right, first of all, it wouldn't be the return of the Avalanche regular season if they didn't hit a post. In fact, they hit 2 posts, so put them up on the board. Full 82-game season. There are going to be a lot of those this year, but it didn't really bother the Avs much in this one, as they nearly led this thing wire to wire. They came out unbelievably hot and just buried Chicago in the first 10 minutes of the game. The hockey was an absolute blast to watch. The Avs looked straight up on another level from Chicago for the first 20 to 30 minutes of this hockey game, and the first goal of the Colorado Avalanche season comes from maybe the least likely source. If any of you had Jack Johnson, put your hands down. No, none of you had Jack Johnson. Not a single one of you did. But he scored it. It's early in the game here. Chicago's going to fire the shot, miss the net, and is going to go into the corner. And watch this setup for the Avs. They have Berkey as the F1 on this line in this situation. He's coming out and challenging the defenseman, and once he sees the shot has missed the net, he's just going to continue out of the zone. So when the rebound comes around, and Nichushkin is the only man there to collect it, he looks up, sees Berkey up the ice, and knows he can just chip this up the boards and has Berkey to go to in the neutral zone. It works perfectly. Berkey is there. He can collect the puck. And you see Chicago gets pretty discombobulated here. The Avs don't have anyone up ice, but Chicago has 3 players committing to Burakovsky, almost trying to trap him in the neutral zone. Problem is there's no safety valve for Chicago, so if anyone happens to come stumbling up the other side of the ice, Berkey gets it over there, it's looking good. And that someone happens to be Jack Johnson. Now, realistically, a lot of the time in this situation, unless you're Nathan MacKinnon fast, the defense swings back in, recovers, no problem. But the Avs get a little bit lucky, or Chicago gets a little bit sloppy, and the defenders end up tripping over themselves, leaving a wide open. This is basically a penalty shot level. That's how wide open Jack Johnson is on this breakaway. He can walk in, do whatever he wants, and just as everyone expects, Jack Johnson, defenseman, PTO a week ago, pulls it to the backhand and roofs it on Marc-Andre Fleury. Are you kidding me? So it turns out, with enough time and space, Jack Johnson actually has a disgusting backhand. And what a boon to the Avs. A guy on a PTO gets them on the board less than 5 minutes into the season. And that was only the beginning. The Avs would pick up another goal a minute and 20 seconds later. This one from a more likely source, but the goal sure was a weird one, to say the least. Avs have already been in the zone for a long time here. The puck is coming off of Fleury back here. Landeskog is going to collect it first, but gets knocked off the puck. This is a 50-50 puck here. Kadri is racing for it, and he ends up winning the battle. Huge to keep the possession going for the Avs. Gets it back up to EJ, and then there's not a whole lot of fanciness to this one. EJ's just going to float one toward the net. It's going to hit about a million things and go in. We'll look at it in slow motion. So you can see the flight of the puck here off of EJ's stick. It comes through pretty quickly there. Hard to tell if it hit Kadri or the Chicago player. Not 100% sure, but it definitely hit one of them. So it's redirected once. It's coming down. Landy, unbelievable tip game. He gets it off of the stick. Then it goes directly to his skate. Bounces off that, up over the pad, just off the glove, and in directly off the camera. Love the camera angle here. It's so pretty to watch it dink off the skate and directly in the camera. Fun to watch. Look, that is the type of goal that ends up going in a net because you're dominating possession. The Avs were hounding puck time and time again. Chicago basically had 0 offensive zone time for the entire first 10 minutes of this game. You throw enough pucks on net, a few weird bounces happen, and all of a sudden, you're up 2-0. Alright, so that's all well and good. The Avs are up 2-0 quickly, but a 2-0 lead is far from a game being over. So the Avs just keep dominating. And then, great play gets made, and the hype show is on. Alright, the hype on this goal is obviously who scored it, but look at this ridiculously good play from Landy to get his stick on this puck and not just knock it clear, but straight up intercept it and off to the races. That is why Landy got paid as much as his goal scoring. He gets all the way into the zone. He has Mikko helping, but Landy decides to pull up and is extra patient. We've seen this already multiple times in this game. Chicago overcommits to the puck carrier, so there's going to be a late man in. Whoever it is going to be having a good time. This time it's Bowen Byram. He collects it, walks into the circle. He's given a ton of space as Chicago loves overcommitting. Byram picks his spot. Bowen Byram, at this moment in time, with 10 minutes and 28 seconds left in the first period, had 0 NHL goals. Marc-Andre Fleury, this guy right here, he won the Vezina last year. Bowen Byram wins this battle, goes top shelf. Let's go. Do you have a minute to talk about our Lord and Savior, Bowen Byram? I don't want to overhype anyone on Bowen Byram, but that kid might be really, really, really good. The Avs are up 3-0 in a game where they do not have Nathan MacKinnon, they do not have Jared Bednar, they do not have Devon Taves, and Mikko Rantanen has no points on any of those 3 goals. 2 of the goals came directly from a defenseman, and the third one was a double deflection. Avs are insane. This game was honestly pretty easy from there for the Avs. The only knock I can put on them was the special teams. They were not particularly good for Colorado on either side. It does end up burning them near the end of the first period when they give up their first goal of the season. Alright, if it was all sunshine and rainbows, it wouldn't be hockey. Chicago gets the blue line pretty easily here, gets set up quickly, moves it back to the point, and eventually across to Kubalik. There's not a whole lot to this one. Maybe the forwards committed just a fraction low, but even then, you settle for this shot. You live with this shot when you're on the penalty kill all day. Yes, there's a screen in front, which means Kuemper never sees it, but the initial shot is almost certainly going wide. You can just about see it there. It comes in, looks like it hits off of Ryan Murray somewhere and redirects right into the top corner. Certainly nothing Kuemper could do about that one. Just kind of shake it off. So, look. Not great. A tough shot with a big screen. Those goals are going to go in sometimes. You just don't take penalties if you want to avoid that one. And even then, you're not stressing too much about this one. The Avs are up 3-1 after the first period. It's not perfect, but you outshot them 18-8. Doesn't get a whole lot better than that. The second period, the Avs definitely turned the pace down a little bit in the second half of it, especially. It wasn't the buzzing complete domination that the first period was, but it was still quality hockey. The Avs were still playing very, very well. As a team, their defense looked so good for so much of this game. If they're going to play team defense like that, a lot of teams are going to struggle to score against them. More importantly, after having not much to do in the first period, Darcy Kuemper looked great in the second and third periods of this game. He made critical saves in multiple instances that kept this game entirely out of reach of Chicago. The few defensive mistakes that the Avs had, there was no problem at all. That's how you give a team confidence. This goalie in Kuemper, he could really be a big deal for this Avs team. The second honestly putted along pretty smoothly, and then just to make sure, the Avs added another goal late in the second to get back to that 3-goal lead. It's a 2-on-2 situation here initially with Mikko and Kadri gaining the zone, and then once again you have people jumping in late. Landeskog on the far side to take the third Chicago player in deep, which leaves space for Bowen Byram as the trailer. Byram is going to try to walk this one in, and it doesn't really work. He tries to find space around the stick. It ends up, honestly, he pretty much gets poke checked here. Let's call it what it is. But the poke check works out as a perfect pass to Nazem Kadri, as you can see there. Kadri does have to reach back and snag it, but all of a sudden, Fleury has to move across his body, expecting a shot coming from the middle, and Kadri makes sure to make it count. That's a big goal for Kadri. He's someone the Avs need to bounce back and produce this year. Get him on the board early, give it his confidence up, get him going, and the Avs are going to be vibing. Yeah, he's playing with the top line because MacKinnon's out and things are a little bit weird, but still, confidence is key in his game. And with him scoring that goal, that means everyone in the Avs top 6 that will still be in the Avs top 6 when MacKinnon comes back got a point in this one. Yep, Valnichushin got an assist, Rantanen got an assist here, and Burakovsky picked up an assist as well. So even without MacKinnon, the Avs top 6, pretty scary. 4-1 after 2, the third period was pretty routine. The Avs turned it down even another notch, pretty much took this one into cruise control, protect defensive hockey, and there wasn't a whole lot interesting to this one. The Avs glided to the win. A very nice way to start the season for them. They do end up giving up a goal later on in the third period to make it semi-interesting. Here it is. Chicago in desperation mode, trying to get anything going. A 5-on-1 walk-in here that doesn't even work. The shot gets blocked. The Avs actually get possession of it here. Burakovsky really needs to get this puck out cleanly. If he does, there's no danger here. Fortunately, he fires it right to the fifth man from Chicago coming in, which is Connor Murphy. Avs have ridiculously overcommitted to that 5-on-1 situation, which leaves all the room in the world for Murphy to walk in as far as he wants. He even gets to fake a shot and go in even deeper. And credit to Murphy here. He just shoots a perfect shot. It goes off of the bar on the blocker side and in. You cannot shoot the puck any better than that. Don't fret too much about that one. It's a goal that was mostly irrelevant and, in fact, entirely irrelevant. There was a play late in the game with Landeskog who hit Kirby Dach while he was down on one knee. I was questioning whether this was a penalty or not. I didn't think it was, but pretty much everyone I have talked to says that, yeah, that's boarding. Deal with it. So I'm going to defer to them. It's probably not necessary, is what it is. The Avs end up killing the penalty without anything too dangerous, and that is that. 4-2 final. Avs vibing on opening night. Look, I don't know where Chicago ultimately ends up in the standings of the entire league this season. Expectations are they'll be in some sort of a playoff battle in the Central Division, and the Avs kind of just smoked them in this game where the Avs weren't anywhere near full strength. That is really, really good hockey. Now, things will probably continue to tighten up all around the league. The first week of the season is always a little bit wild and out there, but you have to be happy with the way the Avs started this season. A long way to go, of course. There's 81 regular season games left before things even really get serious for this hockey team, but really only positive signs here. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. Head on over to thednvr.com for all of our post-game coverage. I am Rudo, and why yes, I am wearing a women's shirt. Thank you for noticing.
Avalanche time, come on, grab your friends. We're going to the playoffs again with Nate the dog and Gabe the big. The fun isn't over yet, it is Avalanche time.